Hello and welcome to the TalentHut TESOL Academy Teachers Podcast, where passionate educators share experiences and ideas and transform teaching as well. I'm your host, Nofakat, and today's guest is Lily Asatrian, an experienced English teacher trainer, and founder of Smile English Club in Yerevan, Armenia. She has worked in universities, high schools, language centers, and online classrooms with learners of all ages. In this episode, we explore what teachers can learn from working across different learning contexts. Hello, Lilith. How are you doing today?
Hello, I'm fine. And how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks. We're really happy to have you here with us today, and I'm sure that it's going to be very exciting. Okay, so first of all, I want us to start with your journey into teaching.
Yeah, sure.
So,
I'm excited to share my experience with you. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so first of all, let us start with your journey into teaching. So, the question that we always ask to every educator, what inspired you to become an English teacher?
Yeah, sure. Actually, I can say that my skill or passion for teaching is almost genetical because both my parents were teachers and my elder sister is an English teacher. So it's not surprising that I took their path, and this is where I am now. And actually, I'm so happy about this. But I can also say that when I entered the university, actually my primary aim was just to learn the language as deeply as I could. But step by step, when I started to help my classmates or my acquaintances while they were struggling with mastering the language, I just opened up some teaching skills in myself, and I understood that this is the right path that I have taken. And yes, I really went into teaching, and I developed my professional skills, and I'm still developing them. I'm into it fully.
Definitely. Yes, I agree with you. And especially that you are a part of a family who are all English teachers. So I'm sure it was very inspiring for you. So let's dig deeper into your teaching journey.
Yeah.
I know that the first part of this journey is the most difficult. So can you share with us what like were the most important lessons that you have learned at the beginning of this career?
Yeah, I remember when I started teaching at school, and I started with teaching high school learners, and this was my first experience. And one challenging thing that I noticed at that time was that, yes, I was fully ready with the knowledge of the English language, but I was not ready methodologically. So I really lacked some interactive, effective methods of teaching. And right at that time, I understood that in order to be a good teacher, only knowing the language is not enough. And from that day on until now, I am accumulating as much knowledge about language teaching methodology as possible, because teachers need to constantly develop their skills, because uh, this in this technological era, and with the coming of AI into teaching, we need to be always updated and always informed of the latest trends of teaching. Without that, we are just failures.
True. I agree on that. So just like what you have mentioned, nowadays with all of these technologies, it's very difficult even to keep teenagers motivated during our lessons. So with your experience, what do you think, what keeps them motivated most of the
I think
time,
this
would
is
you
the
say?
most challenging part, yes, keeping especially teenagers motivated, because usually they lack motivation. They are all the time in their telephones.
True. Yes.
A good approach designed by a teacher will motivate them a lot. We know that teenagers usually have struggles with their parents, their siblings. Mostly they have some conflicting situations like in their environment. And a school becomes the place where they want to find some comfort. And the teacher's role here is so big. Building a good rapport with teenagers is really crucial. And when the teenager starts to trust you, believe in you, and feel safe with you in your company, in this way, the motivation begins actually. And then after that, already connecting their life experience with the actual teaching process will already put the basis of their journey into learning the language itself. But the first important thing is to build a good rapport with them. This is what teenagers really seek in a teacher at school, especially.
That's true. And they consider you as their role model. So it's not
Yes,
just the
exactly.
rapper, it's everything.
Yeah,
True. So
exactly. Yes.
I know that you have worked with all ages. So if you want to give us like a comparison between teaching teenagers and young learners, so what's the main difference between these two?
I can say that teaching young learners is much easier, of course, than teaching teenagers. Firstly, because young learners are already internally motivated when they come to school. They know why they are learning the language, and they know that in the classroom with their classmates, they are going to have a really fun time that the teacher, of course, provides. And by organizing your lesson correctly, including a lot of interactive games, singing, a lot of movement exercises. In this way, young learners become part of learning, part of teaching, and you as a teacher need to just provide this environment. The learning will automatically happen in the classroom because there is so much exposure in the classroom, and the authentic language is provided in the classroom environment. That's why young learners acquire the language so easily, and they just mimic and copy the teacher and very easily and without any challenges, they just grasp the language, the pronunciation, the grammar structures, and many other aspects of the language. However, with teenagers, we need to work a lot. We need to be fully ready for every lesson. It is really crucial for a teacher to design a lesson plan before entering the classroom. And not only with plan A, also with plan B and plan C, because you can never know how the course of the lesson will go. What kind of questions they will ask you. Will they be really engaged in this activity or not? Or if I assign a pair work or a group work, am I sure that all of them will be equally engaged in this activity? I need to consider my students' interests, background, uh, their family background, especially what family they derive from.
Okay.
Does he have any problems in his family, or is he generally happy with his parents? Because each student has a struggle in life, and we need to take this into account when designing our lesson plan. That's why with teenagers, it's more challenging, more like we need to be more responsible with them. With young learners, it's easier, I think.
So in this case, do you always try to personalize your sessions, like go out of the course books and so on? Or no, you stay committed to the content of the course books. Of course, we're not talking about grammar.
Mhm. I always just ask or beg teachers not to be stuck to textbooks fully, because okay, yes, of course they are good guides for us. We know how to design our lessons step by step, but we shouldn't fully trust the textbooks, because not everything included in the textbooks can be of interest of the student. And we, yes, need to personalize our lesson. If most of my students are interested in sport, I need to focus on activities that are kind of about sport, about their interest, or if they are mostly girls interested in fashion, let's say, or like following the latest trends. And if I bring into the classroom a listening about footballers, famous footballers, of course, no one will be engaged in it.
Yeah.
No one will be listening. Yeah, and here the classroom management problem begins.
True. So, talking about classroom management, do you think it's more difficult in this case with teenagers more than kids? Because it's very easy to find a topic that most of the kids would like.
Um, Classroom management is such a broad idea. Actually, it has a lot of steps.
Mm.
It cannot just be built within one or two lessons, but it is built through the teacher's consistency. Let's say the first day the teacher enters the classroom. Just imagine a teacher entering the classroom with a smile and entering a classroom without a smile on his or her face, and bringing all her outside problems into the classroom. Of course, the students feel this just from the first moment they see you. And we know that uh, the first impression is really crucial. If they have a positive impression of you just from the first moment they see you, this ensures a further good rapport between them. So the way you enter the classroom, the way you greet your students, the way you engage them, and also the way you treat each of them in the classroom already decides the further classroom management smoothness, or the opposite, like the conflicting situation maybe with your
Yeah.
students. That's why in this regard, it doesn't matter you are teaching young learners or teenagers. You have the same responsibility in the classroom environment, and you should be careful about what you are saying, how you are looking, and how actively you are listening to your students. You need to show your genuine interest in your students, just to make them understand that you really care. Every student is really important to you. If every child feels this, uh, here the classroom management begins, and here the successful course of the lessons begin.
Good. Yes, I totally agree that they should feel that you are a part of their life. You listen to them
Mm-hmm.
carefully, you know their problems, and you try to help them as well. So it's true. The teacher, I think,
Yeah.
sometimes becomes like also a parent, we can say.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Sure.
especially for young learners, I think more than teenagers. So,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, definitely, I agree on that. So, also, how about how can teachers can help children and teenagers as well develop their soft skills through this
Oh, that's
process?
so important. Yes, that's so essential nowadays. Again, if we talk about this penetration of AI into our lives, developing soft skills it should be number one priority for the teachers nowadays. Before teaching the language, before teaching the language, we need to concentrate on how to develop their soft skills. And again, here I will highlight the fact of the importance of making lesson plans successfully. Now, if I assign a pair work, group work, interactive activities during my lesson, or if I organize discussions, debates, and any other activities during my lessons, surely I'm already developing some of the soft skills in the classroom, like active listening, communicative skills, teamwork, uh, cooperation, collaboration with each other, problem solving skills, and generally analytical skills. And these skills should be developed right from the early years of the child, from the very young age, let's say just from the primary years of, at school. Because when they finish school and then they graduate from university, and they go into life and they build their career, they can face a lot of difficulties because their soft skills were not developed at school when they were younger. They will not be able to work in a team or will not be able to cooperate with their
True.
colleagues or maintain good relationships. Everything is decided right from the childhood. That's why our role as teachers is really big here. It's really one of the most meaningful professions, I can say, because it decides a child's future.
True, definitely. They should work on their soft skills before reaching university. Yeah, true. So also talking about university, you also worked with adults as well, teaching in university. So what do you think is also the difference between general kids and adults? Do you think it's easier with adults? Maybe you'll have like a friendship relationship with them?
Yes, it's easy to become friends with adults, actually. Uh, mhm. Uh, yes, of course, it can be challenging as well. It's not that you just, for example, organize these discussions or any kind of communicative skills and everything goes smoothly. There are challenges as well, of course, and we need to take this into account as well. For example, adults have higher expectations from the teacher. They always feel that as a teacher, you should be very knowledgeable, not only of the subject that you are teaching, but also of everything going on around. So a teacher's job here becomes even more not difficult, but more responsible because we all the time need to be informed of the latest news, latest trends, everything may be connected even with politics, educational trends, some news in medicine. We should be
Yeah.
uh, developed and informed and knowledgeable about everything because they are adults and they really expect that the teacher is another resource of information for them. And here, because with young learners, it's easy. You just teach them the language itself. But with adults, it's even more challenging because you don't only develop them academically, but also you kind of become uh, their partner who should be equally engaged in their discussions. And you cannot organize any kind of debate or discussion without being knowledgeable or just aware of it. That's why here also we need to be really careful.
True, especially about the part that you need to be knowledgeable about everything, any kind of topic. So, yeah, which is very difficult, by the way, because sometimes they might be interested in things which you're not. So, it's very challenging.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
agree on that, more than kids and teenagers. And also talking more about adults, I know that also you have worked with language centers as well. So, do you think also there is a difference between universities and language centers, or it's the same approach and methodology?
Mhm. Yes, at language centers, when the students come to you to learn the language, they already know why they are coming. Some of them want English to get ready for an interview. Others want English for traveling. The others want English for enhancing their communicative skills at their workplaces. And in this regard, it becomes really crucial to meet each student's needs. It means that every lesson that you are holding should be right of the interest of the student, meeting their expectations. You cannot just teach them the language, but you should teach them the communicative aspect of that language. And yes, as with adults, here, because you are involved in communication, discussion, exchanging with your points of view, and it becomes such a fun to talk with them, because as a teacher, you learn so much from them too. And from my students, for example, I have learned a lot more than if I had only to work with young learners, let's say. That's why the more varied your students are, the more knowledgeable a teacher will become. And accordingly, the methods of teaching will change. Uh, uh, Including a lot of videos, listenings, and interactive discussions, role plays, and simulations are really crucial here. We cannot just do the lesson in the same way we do with adults at school or teenagers. It's a completely different world and a completely different approach. So it's very important that we are aware of different methods of teaching, how to teach grammar, how to teach words, and how to teach the functional language. It's a combination of all the aspects that we need to be focused on, not only what we are focused on at schools, let's say.
Yes, I agree on that. Yes, to use different approaches while teaching different parts of the language. And also, I know that you promote modern methodologies such as a project-based and task-based learning. So, why do you think these are very powerful approaches?
Yes. As we talked before, soft skill development is number one, like priority that the teachers should be concentrated on nowadays. And in my opinion, project-based learning and task-based learning approaches are the best to develop these skills. Uh, for example, if you assign them a project on which they need to work together, it's already one step of developing their
Oh,
team
their
skills.
soft skills.
Uh,
Yes.
when each child has his share of the work, here they already develop their sense of responsibility. Uh, when they exchange with the information they have found with each other and deciding on the best piece of information to include in the project, this is collaboration, cooperation, and also seeing the result and understanding the value of their work is the sense of punctuality and the sense of appreciating little things in life. And later, when they already start building their careers or be employed in some companies, they will use the same skills they were using while realizing these projects with each other. And the same is with task-based learning. They are working on a task together, and they know the outcome will be something valuable for them. At the end, they will learn something. And here, one point of just developing their soft skills. This is just one effective method that I think teachers of not only languages, but also of all the subjects should include in their lessons, because there can be so many different and fun projects that students will be working on, and they will really enjoy this part of the learning of the language or of that subject. It's really one of the modern methods of teaching the language.
True. And do you think it's easy to use this kind of approaches in online teaching as well, or is it more effective while teaching face to face?
I think it doesn't make any difference. Only the instructions should be carefully designed by the teacher, and a very careful guidance should be provided by the teacher. If there is a good guidance, good control over what the students are engaged in, in this regard, I don't think that there is a difference. Both ways can be done quite successfully.
Definitely. Yes. And also, talking further about online teaching, nowadays, as you know, lots of students prepare for their exams like IELTS and so on online through courses.
Mhm.
So, how effective do you think this is?
Um, it's again, I think, dependent on the way the teacher approaches this way of teaching. For example, if we are teaching groups of students online and we are preparing them for examinations, just by simply creating workrooms and asking them to exchange with their ideas together within the workrooms is just one step to realizing this special part of the lesson. Or if the students are motivated about this and they are preparing for the exam because they need to enter a university or because they have some promotions at their workplaces, they are already prepared for doing their best, investing all the energy and time in the preparation process. And by collaborating with the teacher correctly, they will surely reach their target. And the teacher's job will be easier in this case. But the situation can change if students are not so much motivated. Maybe they are just uh, induced by their parents to take that examination, or they don't really understand why they need this examination. In this case, yes, it's really difficult, especially online variant will be difficult. So anyway, I think and individual lessons and group lessons here are the effectiveness of these lessons are fully connected with how motivated the students are. I think this is the first thing to consider.
Yes, yes, I agree on that. I think it's for some students, it's difficult. I think just like you said, it
Mhm,
depends on the individual itself. But
mhm.
nowadays, with the commuting and so on, so lots of students find it easier
Yeah.
to do it
Mhm,
online. Okay, so if we want to wrap it up at the end and tell us what do you think teachers are facing nowadays, talking about the challenges, especially that you have mentioned that we are in the world now of AI and technology and so on. So do you think teachers have more challenges now, or is it just a way to make their, let's say, teaching easier?
mhm. Um, Definitely, there are more challenges for the teachers, but AI and these technologies, they are in the second place. The first place, how like why the teacher's job has become so challenging is the redundant or extra paperwork they need to do, or they need to just complete in their teaching process at schools, especially. That is, they are not fully concentrated on their teaching, but some extra, I don't know, completion of some documents, or some maybe scores or some things that the school administration requires from them.
Yeah.
This is one of the reasons why most teachers just become exhausted, and most young teachers also just quit their job because they just have this burnout at the end of the semester. On the other hand, as you mentioned, yes, AI and these tools, online tools, have made the teaching process challenging too. But the good side, the positive side of this is that a teacher can use what seems negative as a positive thing in the classroom. Okay, my students are very interested uh, in using their telephones. They are using a lot of AI tools when preparing for their homework or for the examinations. Okay, we cannot prevent this. This is part of our life. but we can change our attitude to this. We can use this part of students' life as as an advantage for them. Like, okay, you are on the phone, I will give you some homework which is directly connected with using the phone and communicating with each other via Telegram or WhatsApp or any other online site. And let's suppose they are learning the present continuous tense. What homework can I assign them? Just to write to each other what they are doing at that moment. For example, we will create a WhatsApp chat in which my students will be telling each other what they are doing at that time. Uh, they are using their favorite telephones, but at the same time, they are practicing the grammar structure. And this is so advantageous for them. And for the teacher, it doesn't become a burden. It becomes an advantage, a plus, a positive side. And we can use the same other online or AI tools to our benefit. We just need to find the right way, the right approach for this. Because as they say, like, if you cannot change anything around you, you just need to change your attitude to it. And the same is with us teachers. It's just inevitable. AI will be in our life. It's already penetrating into everyone's life. And we cannot do anything about this. But it doesn't mean that the traditional way of teaching is finished. No, another way of teaching is beginning. And we teachers need to be flexible to understand how we can use all this to the benefit of our professionalism and also to the benefit of the students' learning process.
Definitely. Yes. I can see that you are really passionate about teaching, which is amazing. I think we are all educators around the world like this. We are in love with teaching and being a part of our students' life as well. And I want to thank you so much for all these precious advices that you have shared with us that teachers can use with their students nowadays in the world of AI. So I really
Yes,
appreciate it.
yes.
Thank you so much. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening to the TalentHut TESOL Academy Teachers Podcast. I'm your host, Nofakat.
Thank you too. Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you. Yes, do you want to add something?
No, no.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's network problems again.
Yes, yes.
No worries. Thank you so much. And we hope that today's conversation gave teachers all around the world new ideas and inspiration from your teaching journey, of course. So thank you so much. And until next time, keep learning, keep teaching, and keep making a difference in the lives of your students. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Bye bye. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your presence here with us today.
Yeah,
It was
thank you
really
too. Thank you
exciting.
too.
Thank you. Have a nice day.